Well, hello and happy Wednesday. It's time for midweek chat. Um, Last week I was traveling, so just got off a 10-day road trip, and every day was amazing. It's been some amazing things happening, so I just kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about the power of the pen, um, and this kind of all goes back to how I started doing what I'm doing. It was definitely a vision I felt I received from God. But the other part of that, when I got the revelation, I had to unpack it and really understand it. And the way I did that was by journaling, writing down the thoughts that were coming to my head, taking the time to kind of expound on the things that I was writing, trying to get meaning to the things that I was receiving in my spirit. And so, as a result of writing and really following that revelation and seeing it through, is how I got to this place. And that happened with pen and paper. I didn't sit down and type it up. I didn't talk it into my phone. I didn't text myself. I didn't do a note section. I took a pen and a journal paper and I began to write. And as I began to write, I also began to get additional clarity and revelation about the thing that was being ministered to me at that time. And so, I can't speak for anybody else, but the way I do business and how I do business is a foundation of my spiritual walk with God. And I rely heavily on the Holy Spirit to speak to me, to give me direction, to give me clarity, and to really orchestrate my life. And so it was important that I got clarity to the extent so that I was sure about the things I was endeavoring to do, because I didn't want to waste time, I didn't want to waste money, I didn't want to waste resources. And so that is how I got to this place. And so as a result of taking the time to really journal and write down the things that were coming to me, the thoughts that I was experiencing, and the things that were being shared with me from a spiritual perspective, is how I ended up here. And so this past week has been a huge impact of revelation for me, and just causing me to reflect and to go back and to really think about some of the things that I did over the years when I was starting out and how I got to this place. And so one of the things was this week, past week, matter of fact, it was last weekend, I had the opportunity to share with a room full of young people. And these were youth from teenagers up to 25, maybe 28 years old. And some may have been a little bit older because there were parents in the room as well. Um, but one of the things was sharing with them this whole concept of understanding vision and what you feel God has showed you, what you feel your purpose is for being here. Why does God have you here? Why you were born? Because it's important. And, they talk about, it's said all the time, there are two important days: the day you were born, the day you find out why. And so it's important to find out the why, because that helps to give you purpose, and it helps to give you direction for your life. And most, in general, people really follow the path of their innate ability. That was the talent and the gift that you are born with. And so as a result of that, of course, we have the upcoming Pen to Paper Business Summit that's happening. Pen to Paper has been in existence since 2017. It was born and birthed in 2016. And once I got clarity on what it was that I was to do to help people to really get clear on their vision, connect with the vision that God had given them to carry out in the earth. Um, and we know Jeremiah 29:11 talks about, I know the plans that I have for you, for a future and a hope, not to harm you. The whole thing is we have to find out what that plan is, because it is the plan of God that really encapsulates and envelops the reason for why we are here and why we exist. And so we have to connect with that and find out what's the purpose, what's the plan of God for our life. And so that ties into the vision that God has for our life. And so, I borrowed this definition and I've made it my own. But vision is an invitation from God to collaborate with Him concerning and work with Him concerning the vision, which is the purpose and the call of God for your life. And so when you don't accept that invitation, when you don't RSVP, that vision, that purpose and plan that God has for your life cannot come to manifestation or fruition because you're the only one that can do it. It's purpose for you. It's designated to you. It's been designed by God, crafted uniquely just for you. So whoever you are and whatever that is, connect with it and make sure that you make it happen. Now, here again, the upcoming Pen to Paper conference is just about that. It's about helping those persons who are aspiring business owners, authors. If you're wanting to revamp your business, overhaul it, or you're trying to figure out relevancy in this season. This is what Pen to Paper is for. It helps you to really understand the difference in mission and vision, and it helps you to really be clear about what the vision is for your life, the unique vision that's been assigned to you. And so we go 3 levels deep. Sometimes I go a little bit deeper, but we go at least 3 levels deep on vision. And then once we determine what that vision is, and after we have worked through the plan of action to establish structure and strategies for executing and implementing that vision. Once that happens, then the next thing that we talk about is how to manage the vision. So I just recently released my new book called Vision Management, and so that just released on Monday. And so it's available on my website at bridgetmoody.com, and it's also available via Amazon. So you can choose how you want to get your copy. And there's also available a companion workbook that you can purchase to go along with the book that will really help you to determine your strengths when it comes to vision management. And this is not just true for solopreneurs and small businesses. This is also true for corporations and larger businesses, medium-sized businesses, even organizations and churches, because I think it's important that we understand that it's super, super beneficial to the organization as a whole, the company as a whole, the corporation as a whole, when we have the right person in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. And so making sure that the culture and the vision align. And I talk about, this in vision management, how it's important that the vision you have and the culture is aligned, because it's your vision, but it also needs your culture. Because if you don't establish a culture, meaning policies, processes, procedure, and SOP, standard operating procedures, and I talk about all the time, policy is what you do. Processes is how you do it. Procedures are the steps you take to get it done. And so it's important that that's in place, because that frames the culture for how you do business in your world, for how you do business in your house. Every house has a culture. Every business has a culture. Every ministry has a culture. Every organization has a culture. And it's by that culture that you have successful operations. And so it's so important, and it's key to the development of those persons who are part of those particular entities. So Pen to Paper Business Summit 2023 is happening next Saturday, next Friday and Saturday. That's November 3rd and 4th. You still have time to get registered. The registration is definitely affordable, and it's an investment that I wouldn't pass up to help me get to the next level. So it's just not me talking about vision and how to help you get clarity. And when I tell you it's a real thing, I go deep with it. We also have Danny White, who was on my Tuesday motivation and conversation on last night, and we talked about some marketing myths, because so many of us have this thing wrong, and how we approach, how we market what we do is important. So you don't want to just listen to all of the noise that's out there. You want to make sure that you approach your marketing plan appropriately. And not only that, she's also an expert in content creation. So Danny's going to be one of our presenters for Pen to Paper. Then we have Elaine Ellison, who is a 20-plus year vet with government contracting. She's going to help us to be government contract ready, meaning if you are a person who falls in any of the categories, and she's going to talk about them all. For government contracting, there is a process that you go through, and so she'll tell you what that is, how you do that, and how you can get certified for government contracting. Meaning there are funds out there that you can acquire to do what it is that you do as a business owner, right? Or an organization. And so this is a good opportunity, and now is the time, because it's us as small business owners that are hiring, and not only that, B2B, collaborating with other business owners. And so this is the time, and this is the season to step in and make sure that you have the knowledge, the education, the information that you need to move things forward. And so we have to know the right thing. It's just like, last night I was talking with Danny White about marketing, and she talked about, what's the purpose for marketing and what's the purpose for sales. And so, and the difference between the two. So you want to go and rewatch that, because it was an amazing conversation with Danny on last night. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Motivation and Conversation, and take a listen to that particular conversation. Then we're going to have Kevin Williams, who is well versed in storytelling and how to help you master your speaking ability. So he's going to be talking about maximizing your articulation. So you can articulate that you are not confident about and that you don't have clarity about. And when you have clarity about it, you're confident, you can articulate it better, and you can also, convey better to people what it is that you do. So maximizing your articulation is super, super, super important. And oftentimes you don't have a whole lot of time to tell people what it is that you do, especially if you're meeting someone and you're on a plane. And you may not necessarily have 2 hours to sit down and give a presentation. You may have a few minutes at the end of the flight, or you may meet someone in the airport, or you may meet someone in a restaurant. You don't have time to go through the whole mechanics of what you do, but you want to be able to give them a quick elevator pitch. And from that elevator pitch, you can intrigue their interest, pique their interest about what it is that you do. And whether you're a writer, a business owner, whatever it is that you do, you have purpose, and you have to find out and figure out what that is. So there is power in the pen. And I'm going to encourage you, at whatever state and whatever it is that you're going through and dealing with, begin to write it. Write it down, and I'm telling you, there will be clarity brought, there will be revelation given. And so Pen to Paper 2023 is going to do just that. We're collaborating. There will be a Business Essentials panel that'll be happening on Friday morning at 9 a.m. So if you are a VIP individual, and I'm going to ask that panel to give us about 10 or 15 minutes into the actual summit, but that's primarily for the VIP, which we have just a couple more spaces of VIP available. So if you are interested in really honing in and getting everything that you can out of this, head over to the website, bridgetmoody.com/events, and get registered. You can register VIP or you can register standard registration. Both of these registrations takes care of your lunch and your breakfast both days. Of course, there's a VIP dinner for those who are going the extra mile, and there's some other things and perks that are part of the VIP package. But listen, I want you to take the time and make the investment in yourself. This is for you. This is not for me. I don't make any money off of this conference. This conference is for the purpose of impacting you and to make sure that you get the things that you need. So the registration covers the expenses for that. But listen, I'm telling you, this is well worth your time and investment. It's a few hours on Friday and a few hours on Saturday, but I'm telling you, it will impact your life like never before. And this is what we're doing. Coming up in 2024, you'll be hearing about this in the next coming weeks. I'll be touring again, Pen to Paper. When I first started, one of the things, and this here again goes to the power of the pen. When I first started, and I wasn't really sure what, in fact, this was going to look like in the years ahead. And so one of the things I did was I just reached out, and I solicited for people that were interested in learning more, hosting a workshop of 25 people and serving some refreshments. And I took that workshop across the country. helping people, sharing with people about purpose and calling and vision and understanding the clarity of that. And now we're adding the vision management piece. Once you determine what that is and you're clear and you get it to manifestation, that's not the end. You now have to manage that vision because it's not going to manage itself. So listen, you want to make sure that if you are not registered, that you get registered today. Head on over to the website and you can get registered at bridgetmoody.com/events. It's going to take you right there to get registered. There are just a few more rooms available if you're coming in from out of town. We have an amazing rate for this, the pen to paper rate. So it's not the standard rate that you would get on the site. We're going to be at the Embassy Suites Galleria, Center City, Dallas, Texas. So they've given us amazing rate for the pen to paper weekend. So go ahead, click the link and reserve your room so that you can be right there. You can come right down, get your breakfast, and head into the conference. And you can put pen to paper and get some clarity. Because, see, this is the thing. Going into 2024, you want to do what you did before. You want to do the thing that has become new to you, clear to you, and that has elevated your thinking and put you in a different dimension. You want dominion and destiny to take place. And so that's the key. You want to dominate in the area that you've been calling purpose to do. And so you want to fill your well and you want to fill it. You want it to go as deep as it can possibly go to help you do what it is that you need to do. We're going to talk about that and help you to frame your world and get some structure for the vision that you are to carry out. All right. Here again, I want to encourage you. Last week's midweek chat and last night's Tuesday motivation and conversation. Listen, Danny White was simply amazing. She talked about how it all started in midweek chat last week. And then last night on Tuesday motivation and conversation, Danny gave us some powerful information regarding the marketing myths. And here's the deal. She's going deeper at pen to paper. So you want to make sure that you're present in the room. And listen, if you already registered, get somebody to come with you. Share this opportunity with someone. And if you haven't registered and you got questions, reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them. But listen, I wouldn't be anywhere in the DFW Metroplex within close proximity and not be a part of the upcoming Pen to Paper Business Summit. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And remember, there's power in the pen. I'm telling you, some of our most elite, successful people use pen and paper to get those thoughts into a framework so that they can execute it, implement it for the success of what it is that they're doing. There's power in the pen. It helps you to have clarity, helps you to have connection, and it enhances your memory ability. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Pen to Paper 2023. All right? Have a good one, and I'll see you right back here on Midweek Chat next week.